Hey everyone, we are back here with another Shuji summon, and this time around it's a festival character out of the blue. It is a witch character, Carmilla, if I'm saying that correctly, the Witch of Lust. You wouldn't think that looking at her design, very conservative, but I imagine that's pretty much on purpose. We don't know much about her on the anime side of things. I hope we know more about her in the light novel side of things and the whatever else there is, however you word it. I forgot the word for it. It's like web comic or some shit like that. I don't know. Either way, yeah, she's not very fleshed out, so she's pretty generic as a character. That's kind of one thing I don't really appreciate about the witches being out, is that they're not all very fleshed out, so their skills and their animations can be somewhat limiting. Especially here with Carmilla, you can really tell. This is the instance where she shows up to Subaru for the first time, and she's obviously Rim, trying to make him feel better, and then it's just her. Like, it was a cool moment in the anime, not to discredit her or anything, but it's just like, yeah, that's all they had to work with, and that's her animation. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like after, like, maybe a kid, no, they probably should have just stopped. Daphne works pretty well here. Minerva, to a certain extent. Typhon, they can do some pretty cool stuff with her, actually. Carmilla, not so much. Satella, maybe Satella, because she's just a cool character. Everyone loves Satella. Like, let's be real. Sekhmet, is that how you say her name? I don't know how to say her name. She really just does nothing. She just lays down the entire time. She is hot, I'll give her that. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna make her into a character. Yeah, it's just, you know, to a certain extent, most of these characters just need a little bit more material. It is what it is. Not sure why I went on that rant in the beginning, but here we are. So yeah, let's get into it. She's got some skills. Let's take a look at them. I've heard some good things from Rep, but I've also heard that the community, some people are saying she's bad for some reason. We have Green, a green unit. Okay, defense is 40%, agility is 10. She's got 55. We should probably actually open translations. Their skill, increase all green allies defense by 55%. Okay. Stats are, whoa, her attack is low. Okay, we'll take a look at her stats again after we read the kit, just so we can get an idea of why things are the way they are. Max level. I feel like I do a disservice. Oh, hold up. Yeah, ignore that. Wait, I just want to double check. Can I show most of this? Okay, nothing. I don't want to show anything I can't show you. Yeah, ignore that. It's just a different filter for when I'm doing some other stuff. This is gonna be the page. I feel like I need to show the page nowadays because Rep just does such a good job. It's kind of like a discredit not to show the page. But yeah, taking a look at this, her skill 1. Magically attacks a single enemy with 600% power. It has a 100% chance to inflict frenzy. I believe that's what this one's called, for 2 turns. The power of the skill increases the more defense you have. Okay, defense-based unit. This was pretty cool in the beginning when they started implementing this, but now it feels like every other character has this, so it's not as cool. I still think it's pretty neat, but yeah. Frenzy, I believe, is you have the chance to like hit an ally. Although I don't know how this would work unless you're doing like an AoE, because you're specifically picking people who you attack. So I don't know how it works. Real quick, I'm gonna pull up DMs, switch on over so you guys don't see. So Frenzy, you will hit with the first skill an ally. You're also a possible ally to be hit with the first skill. I wonder what it means. Maybe just like the translations are wonky. We'll have to see it in play or some shit. As time goes on, it's gonna be a little more obvious. But yeah, that just sounds like a drawback. Interesting. Second one's going to be a passive automatic activation, immune to frenzy. Okay, so she immediately counters herself. Good to know. Just like every other insane character. At the start of battle, for 3 turns, green allies have their agility increased by 10%. They're immune to frenzy, and they can't take more than 6,000 damage from an attack. Additionally, at the start of battle, remove all buffs from all enemies, including shield and reflection, ignoring rates. and steal 2 buffs, giving them to yourself. Okay, so she's immune inherently to Frenzy. Then any green ally is going to be immune for 3 turns. Green allies will have their agility increased by 10%. I don't know if that's also for the 3 turns. It's right after this, so that would make sense. They're immune for Frenzy for 3 turns. Like I like how Otto just was like, hey, we're gonna be doing rainbow teams now, and then the next unit that comes out is a witch character. She's like, nah, let's go back to mono green. 6,000 damage is really good. Obviously, I just like it all depends on how good Frenzy is, because like, is this like a map debuff? I'm so confused on how Frenzy works. Like, I just can't wrap it through my head. Also, I'm working a little slow because I did lose a lot of blood today. I just had, not in a bad way. I had some blood work done, so maybe like my brain isn't working as good as it should be. But yeah, this is like confusing me. I want to see it in play. Additionally, at the start of battle, remove all buffs. Yeah, it's like pretty generic. Everyone fucking removes buffs and steal buffs nowadays. Remember when it was cool when Ryan did it? And then literally every other unit that came after Ryan has this now. Okay. Give them to yourself. It's only 2, so nothing crazy, but the removing is really annoying. Yeah, mono green, it looks like. Then we have skill 3, magically attacks all enemies with 1000% power, has a 100% chance to remove all buffs from the enemies, including protection. Oh my god, what? This is so stupid. I don't know what I just did. This is so dumb. I hate this. First of all, I'll get into why. I hate this so much. Shield, reflection, ignoring buff, debuff success rate, and inflict frenzy for 2 turns. The power of the skill increases the more defense you have, so that makes sense. Okay, so why I hate removing protection so much is because, first of all, beginning of the game, we have debuffs. I'm sure debuff immunity, which is debuff resistance a lot of the time, I'm sure that was in the game at the start, but then that, came into prominence, and a lot of people saw the benefit in debuff resistance, so you can't be debuffed. So then we have characters that remove debuffs or remove buffs. So it's basically how you counter the resistance, the counter to debuffs. So already it's a little confusing. Then we have characters that they just like stop buffing and really stop you from just buffing in general, like very bad incentives. Then we have characters that just are immune. We're just gonna give debuff resistance used to be like this really hard thing to come by. Then characters just started spawning with it, so that became a bigger issue. Then we had characters to steal buffs, and then it's like, and then we gave protection. So protection, it's just like it kept countering itself over and over and over. And I think protection should have been like that final step, like before crossing the line. Like protection was right next to the line, but it wasn't crossing the line. It was like, okay, protection, that's the end all be all. You can't remove your buffs. Okay, it's whatever. Now you're telling me, yeah, just remove protection. It's just like, protection is the end all be all. You literally, buffs can no longer be removed from you. It's like, okay, then what's gonna counter this? I just changed my DPI. We're just gonna go in an endless circle. It's just too much. It's too much. It might seem like, yeah, but it's only on a festival character. It's only on a witch character. We said that about Ryan with the stealing buffs, and here we are, 22 units later, and they're all stealing buffs. It's just how it's gonna go down. That's just how power creep works, and it sucks. I just think this is really stupid for the game. Really, yeah, I hate that. It's dumb. Either way, looking at her 4 skill, 100% chance to remove all buffs from all enemies and all allies. Here we go again. The fucking, but it's balanced because sometimes it's good. It's good that they're thinking like at least we're gonna balance the 4th skill, but sometimes a festival character is a festival character. Just let them let them be able to at least give their team some form of an advantage. It feels like every festival character that's a witch is, it's like, oh, I can run them, but then my team's gonna have to work around this and stuff. I don't know. I just don't like this aspect of it. Like, I feel like the force skill is kind of like a special thing, and I wouldn't mind seeing it like have a little bit more of an advantage. Like, it doesn't have to be so balanced. Coming from a guy that just started talking about this, right? Either way, ignoring buff and debuff success rate and increase your own action gauge by 100%. Activate a field effect that applies this thing. When debuff is applied, apply random additional debuff. That's pretty funny. That's pretty cool. I like that. And debuff resistance down by 30% to everyone for 3 turns. So you're increasing your own action gauge by 100%. I would imagine this is just for Carmilla and not the team. I'm not too sure. The wording is really hard on these skills, especially when the game isn't as black and white as most games. Like, it's like the interactions in this game are very confusing. Nothing is ever discreetly explained to us. Like, we had to figure out that the damage over time memory can work with Petal Juice. Like, how I always use that as an example because it's so perfect. Like, every single hit that he does works with the memory's passive, so you can apply damage over time twice with every single hit you do. Like, that wasn't ever explicitly told to us, and like, if it just feels like the entire game is like that, where we have to figure out how everything works with everything else, and we have to figure out how a certain debuff and buff interact with each other. It's just super confusing, especially when I try to do translations, because when Rep does translations like flat out, translations in general are just hard to do. So imagine trying to translate the translate, you know? So Rep just translated here, and I'm trying to translate it into gameplay, trying to explain it in gameplay, and I'm like not seeing how it works. Sorry if that was a little confusing. But yeah, I think this is cool, just because it's funny, it's random. It's nothing too crazy. You get 1 additional buff, so yeah, that's neat. Increase on action gauge. It's nothing too crazy. It's not like she does, because she removes buffs, which is really, actually, it's pretty strong because of this. If she didn't have protection, then it would have been kind of like whatever, because you could just use protection to like protect yourself from majority of what she does here. But yeah, it can be pretty annoying. Yeah, I can see how she's strong, and I can see how people call her bad. I kind of get it now. She's holy fuck. She's so fast. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Oh my god, she's insanely fast. What the fuck? She's kind of nutty. I don't know about best in the game. Like, I haven't ever been able to use twins. I've never really played PvP while they're around. Like, I don't play PvP anymore. I barely play the game anymore. I don't know how top like level characters interact with each other, so I don't know if she's better than them or anything. But she does seem pretty good in her own right. If you want to summon here, I wouldn't argue with you, but you know, it's a festival banner. We have Elsa here. She's not bad, but she's not really that good either. But she is my waifu, so you know, we gotta stay repping. Then we have Counter Cruise. She's actually holding up pretty well for how old she is. If she ever gets to Transcendence, she can be potentially insane. Betty's pretty good, I think. I'm not sure how well her Transcendence did. I took a look at their skills and stuff, but I don't really remember. I kind of just like remember, I look at Transcendence once and I kind of throw it out the door because I don't really care about older units no matter how good they're gonna be. And yeah, we have the other festivals, but don't expect to pull them because their rates are insanely low. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just, well, actually, I was gonna say there's some better options, which there kind of are. Like, we have some insane units out right now, but two of them are free. One of them has a step up banner. If you want, it kind of is a good time to summon, not gonna lie. The banner's just not that crazy. Either way, I don't even think many people even like this character. Oh, I can't talk. I don't know how much people actually like her. She's probably like one of the least talked about witches for sure. That's what I've seen. Either way, if you do summon, you know, you have 4 days as usual. She'll probably come back in a couple months time, so if you want to wait, you can potentially wait for that. And yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Good luck on your summons, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.